Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. I'd like to call to order the rescheduled monthly meeting September 20th, 2018. May I have a roll call, please?
Mrs. Barcelona. Here. Dr. Cohen. Here. Mrs. Frankel. Here. Mr. Klein. Here. Ms. Quackenbush. Here. Mr. Rosenberg. Here. Mr. Spindell. Present. Mrs. Wallace. Here. And Mr. Banta.
Here. The New Jersey Open Public Meeting Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to advance notice of and to attend meetings of the public bodies of which any business affecting their interest is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of this Act, the Fair Lawn Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published by having a date, time, and place thereof, distributed to the persons on the approved list, posted in the Board of Education Administrative Office, and sent to the Perkin Record and the Star Ledger. Announcement for the posting for the regular monthly meeting along with the date, time, and place thereof was distributed on September 4, 2018. Items to be discussed during the closed work session of September 20, 2018 may include personnel matters, student matters, legal matters, negotiations, and no grievances, tactics and techniques utilized to protect public safety and property. The results of these discussions will be made public as soon as possible. Would you join me in a flag salute? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you. This is our annual Meet the New Teachers meeting, so at this time I'm going to turn the meeting over to Nick Narcia. Nick.
Good evening. Is this working?
Nope.
Good evening, everyone. So tonight is our September board meeting where we have a couple of things. But first, we will introduce our new staff tonight. So, with that being said, we do this every year. We will try, there's a lot of new staff. Several people could not make it tonight, understandably so. But we will start with our principals, introducing the new staff. Before we do that, I will start by introducing somebody. Somebody that everybody's been asking about, somebody that a lot of people already have met, somebody who has a very important role here in Fair Lawn, and it's Mr. Robert Licamara, our Director of Security and Safety in the back. Rob, please stand up. We're very excited to have Rob on staff this year. It's a position that we feel is needed in Fair Lawn. It's a position that we feel is needed everywhere. Its importance was of utmost priority to us to ensure that our students and our staff are safe. Rob comes with a background, you can sit down, you don't have to keep standing. Rob comes with a background as a South Hackensack police officer where he rose in the ranks there, including working very closely with the school as a DARE officer. In addition from that, when he retired, he moved on to seeing the City University of New York, overseeing their security and safety with 35,000 students in 5 campuses, which is quite impressive. And then from there, he chose to come to Fair Lawn, and we're very honored to have him here to lead us in the right direction in Fair Lawn. So, welcome, Rob. You'll see him around your buildings, and we're just glad to have you here. With that being said, I am going to turn the mic over to Jill. You're first.
I'm missing someone. She's here. She brought her bike over. I'm so glad you made it. So I'm so excited to be here and introduce these great ladies that I have standing in front of you. First, I'll start with Ashley Brown. Ashley is our new PE teacher. She joins us every afternoon, 5 days a week. She's a graduate of Keene University. She has a BS in Health and Phys Ed. She's also at Edison, Warren Point, Milnes, and Radburn this year. So she really gets around. We're going to get her a set of roller skates this year so she can get from building to building. But she's been a great addition to our staff, and we're really happy that Ashley has joined us. Then I'd like to offer my Next lovely lady here, our art teacher, Lauren Mandel, and she joins us from the Patterson School District, where she taught for 6 years, and then she was in a private school before that for 2. She's already going crazy on the halls, the walls, the classroom, the furniture. I mean, she has big plans for Radburn School, and I think Lindcrest as well, because she's in both schools. And she rides her bike to school every day, and she calls this her dream job, and we're super excited. All the beautification that she'll be doing to our school, and we're so happy that both of them are here, and we're very fortunate to be hiring such great talent here in Fairlawn. I also just want to thank the board for your partnership with the police department, because we have another wonderful addition to our family, Officer Tom Smith. He's jumped right in. He will be reading books to our first graders and kindergartners tomorrow and the rest of the week. And he'll be, have a regular part in our community building assemblies every month, where he'll speak to our children. So we plan on incorporating him, and he's been a great extra added bonus to our district and our school. And then Yasmina Uzanova is a new LLI teacher who could not be here this evening. She was actually a student teacher with Jane Renshak and did such an outstanding job. We hired her as our new LLI teacher, and I just want to give her a round of applause as well. So thank you. Oh, and last but not least, our PTO president is Tiffany Schindler here. So Tiffany Schindler is, again, my PTA president. This is her 2nd year, and she does an outstanding job, and they're working on community outreach this year to support families and individuals in our community, and she's done an outstanding job, so I'm very grateful for her as well.
Unfortunately, Nancy Schwinn could not be here today. It's her children's back to school night, so she had to be there. But one person I would like to introduce on behalf of Warren Point is Julia Short. Julia, please stand. Julia graduated from the College of New Jersey with a degree in elementary education in I-STEM. Julia was a Warren Point last year as a leave replacement in grade 4. And she's returning this year, and everybody at Warren Point is very excited for her to be returning as a 3rd grade teacher. Welcome, Julia. In addition, Faith Perret and Christina Urazi also joining us at Warren Point, who could not be here as well. Kelly? It's whoever I see next. Kelly Dean, Grade School. No hiding in the back.
Okay, good evening, everyone. It's with pleasure that I introduce these fabulous ladies, our new additions at Lindcrest School. First up, we have Miss Amber Ellis. She is teaching grade 4 and joins our 4th grade team. Amber recently graduated with a master's from Montclair State University and holds dual certification in elementary education and teaching students with disabilities. She took it upon herself to obtain the 30-hour Orton Gillingham training, which really impressed us in the interview process. Amber was a student teacher at Radburn and is a welcome addition to the team and is doing lovely things with our 4th graders, so welcome, Amber. Next up, Miss Katie Murray. Katie is a William Patterson graduate, also with a dual certification. Katie was a paraprofessional in our high school prior to taking a co-teaching position in Englewood. And now we are fortunate to bring Katie on in a co-teaching role as a special education teacher in Miss Jubelt's 1st grade classroom. She jumped right in and hit the ground running in her position and always has a smile on her face, so welcome, Katie. And also to my right is Miss Stephanie Bowden, who joins us as our general music teacher. Stephanie is a graduate from Ithaca College with her bachelor's in music education, and then she went on to obtain her master's from the University of North Carolina. Her experience in teaching sort of spans the East Coast, as her husband was moved around a lot in the Army and is now retired. So now they are settled in. Most recently, she was teaching at St. Peter Academy in River Edge. She's been with us this week due to the days off. This was her first week with the students, and they already absolutely adore her and go home talking about the connections they've already made with her. So welcome, Stephanie. Also, I really want to just commend Officer Jeff Klein, not to be confused with Board Member Jeff Klein, our new officer at Lindcrest. He's just a pleasure to have, and just really getting to know the kids, playing hopscotch with the first graders, and just always there when everyone needs him. He's doing a really great job, so thank you to him. And Lindcrest PTO is just so amazing that it requires 2 presidents. So it's with honor that I introduce our co-presidents, Ms. Statham and Ms. DiChiaro. Go ahead, stand up, ladies. Doing an amazing job. Really an incredible job for our small school. They work so hard to bring such great things to our staff and students. So thank you both. I'm passing the mic on to Christy. Come on down.
For the first time, Westmoreland School's not last. I like this eye contact selection process. So good evening, everyone. Is Miss Julia Lohr here? Did she step in when I didn't see her? So I have one new teacher here to introduce to you tonight. There are some, as Nick mentioned, who couldn't make it. This is Miss Juliana Lenoci. She is our new kindergarten teacher at Westmoreland School. We were very fortunate to open up a 3rd section of kindergarten, and she was the recipient of the position. Juliana attended Sacred Heart University in Fairfield, Connecticut for both her undergraduate and graduate degrees. Her undergraduate degree was in the area of English with a concentration in writing, and she obtained her graduate degree in the area of elementary education following her undergrad. So we're thrilled to have her on our team, and welcome to Westmoreland. Then we also have Miss Julia Lohr, who is a Stepping Stones teacher this year, who was not able to join us tonight. She graduated from Marist College with a major in special education and psychology, and she served students as a paraprofessional in our district for 2 years, and we are thrilled now to have her leading one of our Stepping Stones classes this year. Also, a shout out to Mr. Officer Mike Figueroa, who is our school officer this year, who, again, just as the other principals have said, has really immersed himself right into our school community. His desk is already covered with drawings from the students, welcoming to our school, so we're thrilled to have him on staff as well. And last but not least, our PTO president, Ms. Jaleesa Warren. Big round of applause for Jaleesa. It's her first year as our PTO president. She also has an assistant who doubles as her husband and runs down the school sidewalk every morning with box tops and flyers and things of that nature to help her. And she's leading the PTO in a wonderful direction with fundraising and adding so many resources, additional things to our school. So we thank you for all of your hard work and effort. Thank you.
Ellis, hopefully he's in the back checking the Yankee score for us.
That's right, go Yankees. Didn't get that score, by the way, but I will before I leave. Well, thank you. Welcome to everyone. We have many new staff members at Milnes. Some we share with other schools, as you have already heard. Before I introduce these people, I would like to talk for a moment regarding our school officer, Officer Sean Talt. Last year he worked at TJ Middle School. This year he moved up the hill to Milnes. We're grateful to have him. Again, he's also making great strides in getting to know our students every day. He picks a different table at lunch to eat with the students, which I think is wonderful. He pops in on all the classrooms and see what's going on, and sometimes he'll do a little dance with the kindergarten kids. So it's great to see how these officers have really made themselves a part of our school climate. I don't know if our PTA president, Ravit Giletti, is here. It's her 3rd year as our PTO president. No, I guess she could not make it tonight. Again, with the amount of students and the staff at Milnes, we had our first PTA meeting last week and we had 65 people attend. So they're doing amazing things there as well. So on to our new teaching staff. I would like to first introduce our new music teacher, Miss Lauren Johnson here. Lauren is a graduate with a music education and sacred music degree from, I apologize, from Westminster. She was also part of the Westminster Choir College of Rider University. She was a member of the Symphonic Choir and Jazz Choir. A little dichotomy there. Director of the Children's Music at Brookside Community Church in Morristown. She was the lead teacher at multiple theater camps during the summer. Some of her interests include musical theater, tennis, and reading. Sounds like she's a very well-rounded person, and she needs to be, because how many students are currently in our band?
112.
Last year we had 76. That just says something about the music program. Today I walked in on the kindergarten class that she was working with, and they were doing this activity with the smart board, and you know how kindergarten kids are, and they're very rambunctious. She had them quiet, and they were following whatever was on the screen with the bubbles, and they were doing the bubbles today. So again, a very wonderful addition to our school. I'd like to move on to our second teacher, one of our new kindergarten teachers. Actually, she's not new. She was with us last year. Her name is Monique Vitala. Last year, she was working with our 4th grade and our kindergarten in 2 maternity leaves. And we loved her so much, we wanted her to stay in kindergarten. She attained her BA in Education and English Literature from Rider University. She also received the Outstanding Achievement as a student teacher. She, as I said, was a maternity substitute in grades 4 and K last year, and she's joining our kindergarten team. So welcome, Monique. Another kindergarten teacher. We just keep adding kindergarten classes at Mills. Actually, 2 weeks before school began, we opened up a new section of kindergarten, and we were very lucky to attain Paloma Pepe. Paloma attained her BS in Family Sciences and Human Development at Montclair State. She was also a mentor for peer leadership and worked with students regarding peer pressure and time management. How appropriate for kindergarten. Her interest includes STEM. I'm so glad that we're bringing that down into kindergarten. New generation science standards and whole brain teaching. And again, we're welcoming you to our kindergarten. We have one more general ed teacher, Lauren Crispuolo. Lauren achieved her BA in Elementary Ed and English at Montclair State. She holds a certification in Child Advocacy and Policy. She was nominated for the J. Thomas Flagg Outstanding Student Teacher Award, as well as the New Jersey Distinguished Student Teacher Award. Prior to coming to Fairlawn, Lauren worked with the iPrep Academy in Elizabeth and the Grissom School in Old Bridge, where she was awarded the Teacher of the Year. So we welcome her to our 4th grade team. Welcome to all of our teams. One last announcement I'd like to say, thank you to the board. They actually saw a need for opening up the extra class in kindergarten at Westmoreland and Milnes. And I have to tell you, when I look at the numbers, they're still coming. So thank you very much for your support. Damon. Damon's next. 1-0. Red Sox.
I have to follow that. 1-0 Red Sox. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be in front of you this evening to recognize our new staff at Forest School, including myself, for that matter. Miss Courtney Matola is our new LLD 1st grade teacher. She started a little late in the summer. We got her in late August, and she has been wonderful. She was beating me into school, which made me a little uncomfortable at about 6:30 to set up her classroom, which is a testament to how hard she works. She's a graduate from Fairlawn High School. Clap for that. And received a degree in elementary education and special education from Monmouth University. Prior to working in Fairlawn, she was an instructional aide in Wyckoff and a camp counselor, actually the head counselor at Sycamore Camp in Fairlawn. I asked her what her hobbies are, dancing, music, which are wonderful, but she also loves to volunteer, and she went on a service in Guatemala and Haiti. So I think obviously to bring those experiences back into the classroom is just a wonderful experience, and we are so happy to have you, and she has been absolutely wonderful with our little first graders. Tara Tolec is our other new employee. She could not be here this evening. She's a literacy and math ancillary teacher. She graduated from Montclair State University with a degree in psychology and elementary education. And most recently, before she took the position at Forest, she was a 4th grade leave replacement teacher at Radburn last year. And again, Tara's been wonderful. She's hit the ground running, setting up our intervention program, and she's an extremely hard worker, and I look forward to working with her as well this year. As the other principals had said, we couldn't be happier with Officer Tony. He has been wonderful in our building. He is visible before and after school. He's in the cafeteria. He is playing recess with our students. He has just been a wonderful addition in our community, and the staff and our students have really valued him, and he's just excited to be a part of our community, and so are we. And probably one of the first people I met when I started in Fairlawn, even before I started, I had some ice cream socials and some pizza parties, which was sponsored by our wonderful PTA. I've never been in a building or a district where our PTA was so involved. It's just, it's a truly remarkable PTA. If I could recognize our president, Lisa McClements. This is her 4th year, and she warned me I think it's going to be her last, so I better learn. Yeah, all right, well, I'm going to have to get a year to learn everything, but she's been wonderful. The board has been wonderful, and just the programs that the PTA offers for our children are amazing, and it's just it's a pleasure to work with you, and it's a pleasure to work with your board. Thank you, and enjoy the remainder of your evening.
I'm surrounded by Jonathans. This is excellent. Good evening, everybody. It's with great pleasure that we get to announce our new hires at the Edison School. We're pleased to welcome Jonathan Hidika, our teacher, to our flex class. He's a graduate of Trent State University, and he has many years of teaching experience. He comes from the Patterson School District. He has worked with the most intense populations. He's worked with behavior populations, autism populations, and has spearheaded many volunteer activities in his previous school district, so we're going to be sure to tap into that potential here. And now I also want to talk about another hire that we have here throughout the district. She's unable to attend tonight, Amanda Attia. So excited about this hire. She is our behaviorist for the district, much well needed throughout the district. She's a graduate of York College of Pennsylvania, and she received her graduate degree at Walden University. She also hails from Patterson Public Schools, and when we interviewed her, I think we had a couple of crisis situations going on during her interview, and she was even able to get through that. So it was just wonderful having her hit the ground running. And now Jonathan is going to talk about our next hire.
Hi everybody, thank you so much. This is a great night. I also want to recognize one of our wonderful new preschool teachers who was unfortunately unable to make it tonight because she's sick. Her name is Erica Mulkey, and I just want to say how amazing this teacher has been. She came in, again, hit the ground running, set up her classroom in an unbelievably beautiful way, welcoming our integrated preschool students. So we have general ed and special education students working together, and she's just done an awesome job and collaborated already with our staff. So we're really proud of having those people.
We also want to mention our Special 3 officer, Officer Jose. He's garnered a lot of wonderful and awesome stares from the students in our building. I think their faces were just, oh, when he walked in. He's been such an asset, just walking the grounds, making everyone feel comfortable. And last but not least, always have to recognize Mel Jerchauer, president of FLACE. Not only does she do so much for us, here at Edison, but she also builds that awareness and connects with all of our other PTAs to make sure that all of our students with special needs have access to every single other building in the district as well. So thank you.
Mr. Weaver's coming up. I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge Warren Point's PTA President, Shannon Doherty Lyons. Can you please stand? Not anymore. All right. Past President Shannon Doherty Lyons.
No, she's the same thing.
Oh, okay. Is Lisa here?
She is not.
She's not here. Tell Lisa congratulations.
All right, good evening, everyone. I raced home tonight to see my kids real quick and asked them how their day was. And my oldest had picture day today in middle school. And so I said, how'd pictures go? And he said, well, thanks for having the last name Weaver because I went last. So I said, I'm going to introduce my teachers tonight from the bottom of the alphabet. So Taylor Zimmer, you shine tonight. We'll start with our math department. Taylor Zimmer, she's a graduate of Castleton University in Vermont. She taught for 2 years in Vermont before making her way back down to Bergen County. Diane Kim, she's a graduate of the College of New Jersey. She has a bachelor's with a specialization in biology, yes, and then a master's degree in urban education, right? Yeah. So you may not just be teaching math, you know, be prepared. And then finally, Abby Keene, she joined us in January. Abby is a graduate of UConn with her bachelor's and her master's, and she taught in Colorado before joining us here in Fairlawn. Prior to the start of the year, as you may have heard, I am new to TJ as well, so I sat with all the supervisors to get information on current staff and new hires, and spent some time with Lauren in the office. And you know, Lauren has a cheer background, and she was so excited about all of her new hires, like glitter shot out of her spirit fingers, and then she did backflips out of my office. So I mean, if Lauren can get that excited, I'm equally excited to have you all at TJ. We do a very good job in Fairlawn of stealing people from other districts. You know, inside joke, as you know, like we literally have a black van and we go around to other districts in April, and we hear about you, we just take you. And so these next two teachers are new to us from other districts. First, Spanish, Yuki Kikuyama. She's a graduate of Fairleigh Dickinson University, and we stole her from Tenafly. Next, we have special education. We have Karen O'Shea Schaefer. Karen studied at Colby College, where her daughter is now. She was a political science major, and then had a career change later in life. She attended William Patterson University with a dual certification in gen ed special ed. We stole her from Maywood, where she was first, second, third, fourth, fifth grade, kind of like up over the years. And now you graduated, kind of like me. It took me 8 years to get out of elementary, it only took me 5, so good job. Last but not least, we have Bianca Libre. So Bianca comes to us from Montclair State University. She's phys ed and health. You know, first day of school, I was really feeling really good about myself. I was making small talk with Bianca. Bianca, what school did you go to? Montclair State. Oh, where are you from? You grew up around here? Oh, I grew up in Paramus. Oh, my wife is in Paramus. What school did you go to? Oh, I went to Stony Lane. My wife teaches at Stony Lane. Oh, what was your wife's name? Weaver. She's like, I don't remember a Weaver. I'm like, all right, well, how about Lehman? She goes, oh, I remember a Lehman. She was the other teacher when I was in 2nd grade. So I was like, now I'm feeling really old. So every time I see Bianca in the hallways now, it's like, you know, I feel like a senior citizen. But we're happy to have her at TJ. That's our new staff. Put your hands together for them. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank the Board of Ed Central Office. You know, the transition over the summer, I pestered you all with phone calls, and you were a huge help as I made that transition to TJ. When I pass the mic over, if you want to say any great things about me, you're more than welcome. Paul Gorski.
Yeah.
All right, come on up. Let's go. Fairlawn High School. If you guys want to say anything nice about Paul too, please do.
I can't beat those shoes, Mr. Weaver.
And our PTA president, I'm sorry, who's not here tonight, is Nicole Welch. So now I'll leave the mic back to Paul.
Thanks, Mike. We have a good crew here, starting off at Fairlawn High School. Like Mr. Placenti said, like me, also new to Fairlawn High School, but they have really hit the ground running. I've hit the ground, running, I think, like on a treadmill, right? That's how it feels sometimes. But a very eager group, and really a nice cross-section of a lot of our different departments as well, represented here. Immediately to my right, we have Anthony DeCaro, a proud Cutter alum, who is a 15-year experienced science teacher. Started teaching at Patterson Catholic, where he taught earth science and environmental science. After teaching there, he worked for 11 years at the Milton School. The Milton School is an alternative school for students who are ED, have emotional disorders, and behavioral. His last 2 years were teaching at Saddlebrook Middle School and the high school. And his education is a bachelor's in fine art, also along with science, and a BS in geology, and 30 graduate credits in special education. So he can teach just about anything, and teach it well. In addition to his degrees, he also participated in a fellowship program at St. Peter's University called PARS, where he had a chance to work with the Princeton Plasma Physics Laboratory and NASA on several occasions. Pretty wild. There's a couple kids that are talking to me today. They're building a flight simulator. I don't know if you heard anything about this. Yeah, they are. Interesting boys. I'll have to fill you in on that, but it's pretty exciting. And Anthony here is currently teaching geoscience, astronomy, and environmental science for us. And he's currently working with the EMT Club as a club advisor as well. So welcome, Anthony. Next, we have Jessica Finkelstein, who is here, there, and everywhere. She is sharing time at the high school as orchestra director, Memorial Middle School as orchestra director, and elementary director at Forest and at Lindcrest. She recently graduated from Montclair State with a BA in music and an MAT with special education certification. She taught previously in Union City in South Orange, teaching with violin lessons. So that's welcome, Jessica. Allison Gormley is next. Allison is doing double duty for us. She's involved in our masks program. I'll get to that in a second. She graduated from Montclair State with a degree in theater and English ed. She taught 8th grade language arts for a year at Grover Cleveland Middle School in Caldwell. You're looking at a proud alum of Grover Cleveland Middle School. And started, that's right, small world, and started here at the high school last May. And she's currently teaching our freshman English and also our drama. And she's advising our Masks Drama Club, which is a very rich history here at our high school. And she said that she'd like to get in the Bop Tones group if they'll take her. That's pretty good. Got a talented group. I like this fun fact. She gave me a fun fact. Last fall, she got to participate in a Shakespeare roundtable with Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. How about that? Did you plank with her? She totally would beat you. Yeah, she's intense. Have you ever seen, look it up, Ruth Bader Ginsburg planking. It's insane. All right, so welcome Allison. Next we have Lauren Healy. Lauren will be coming to the high school in December. She will be replacing Alan Clements, who's retiring. She also is a Cutter grad. She student taught here a few years ago. Last year, she completed a year of teaching in the Kenilworth Public Schools. She's currently over at Memorial, filling in for Caitlin Salvato, who's out on maternity leave, and she's coaching our JV girls soccer team here. She played soccer both here and for 4 years at Keene University as a goalkeeper. My favorite. Interested in coaching more sports and clubs at our high school. check this out. She's a volunteer firefighter for both the boroughs of Fair Lawn and Glen Rock. As if being on one fire company is not enough. She's excited to be back here as a cutter, so welcome back, Lauren. We have Christine Spencer, who's not here this evening. She is an ancillary teacher for us at Fair Lawn High School. She's teaching Algebra 1, and she is supporting students, particularly students that have struggled, whether it's in passing the park or in having some success in math. So it's a very, very important position, so I want to welcome Christine. Next is Sarah Stens. She is from Kearney. She graduated Ramapo College 2017 with her BS in mathematics and then became certified. She filled in last year here at maternity leave, and she's currently teaching Algebra 1 and Geometry for us at the high school. And last but not least, Joe Strabrava. Here he is. Joe is from Closter. He graduated from Montclair State. He student taught at TJ Middle School. He coaches Little League Baseball. He did he's summer camp director over the summer. He has taught previously 7th and 8th grade at St. John's in Hillsdale for a year and a half. And he is teaching right now our freshmen in modern world history here at Fair Lawn High School. I want to shout out, although I think she might be over in another meeting. Is Kelly O'Shea here? No, she is here, yes. Back and forth between the Parents Athletic Association and then over here. The high school PTA is one that not just is a huge undertaking in and of itself, but also liaisons to so many other groups at the high school, the Friends of Music, the Parents Athletic Association, just so many different ways that the PTA supports our students here at the high school. So I want to thank Kelly and all of our parent organizations at the high school for supporting our students and our staff. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Paul. Thank you to all the administrators out there for introducing your staff. We're very fortunate here in Fair Lawn to have such a great staff. The summer was very busy hiring. We hired almost 60 new employees, 30 to 40 that were here tonight, and we're just so proud of the direction that Fair Lawn's going in. I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge Liz Wellinghorst, our communication liaison, who's here staffing pictures. Liz has been around district, all over district, helping out promote all the positive happenings here in Fair Lawn. So we're thrilled to have you. Thank you, Liz. Also, I'd like to thank the PTA for donating any snacks, water, everything that's here tonight. Thank you so much for that. The most important thing, we're going to take a 5-minute break right now, so that gives you some time to talk. And if you do not want to stay for the rest of the board meeting, I totally understand. Yankees and Jets are on, but we're going to take a 5-minute break, and then we're going to jump right back into the board meeting.